Good, Ray. How are you?
Wall-to-wall media. So that's what I'm doing today.
Yeah, fair enough. Are you in New Mexico?
Well, no, this is my Google Voice line, which is
Oh,
routed through Mexico for reasons that are complicated. Google Voice is not recognized in Canada, so I have a workaround to get an American number.
huh,
It's what I do.
interesting. Good to know. All right. Well, yeah, I don't need a ton because I'm really more focused on what the nurses are doing and what they're going through and how they feel about this. But I'd be curious on what an epidemiologist would say because Quebec's already doing it. I'm hearing you know some hospitals are already encouraging uh, nurses who are asymptomatic to just keep working until they can actually like prove that
Yeah.
they've been positive. But what I'm really more focused on from your perspective is like, what are the implications of this? Do you expect it will cause more people to get sick? How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, so David Fistman had tweeted earlier today that this has been happening for a while, and it's called apparently working quarantine, where nursing staff testing positive is just they're just put in a nursing station where they're not in contact with patients, but they're still
Mm,
contributing. So there's nothing new
yeah.
here from that perspective. Um, I think this might be unavoidable in the near future as we come under an enormous healthcare worker crunch, and I don't see any way around it. We may have to mobilize medical students and nursing students as well into the front lines. But
Hmm.
in terms of infection risk, if you're asymptomatic, chances are you are not shedding a lot of virus. And if you're wearing an N95 mask, and if you're in an environment where there's good HEPA filtration and you're being careful not to be near people, I think the risk is low.
Okay.
Now, we'd have to keep you away from vulnerable people, and you're really well served to work in the COVID ward because you're not being newly infecting
Yeah.
people. So there is a role to be played by these people, but you have to be careful about it. It's the asymptomatic nature that's critical here. Once you're symptomatic, I think all bets are off. I think at that point the risk is far too great.
Hmm. Yeah. No, that's really the key here, right? Like, it's not like the thing is the nurses are probably these healthcare workers are probably like after however many months or years it's been now, are probably among the most knowledgeable on how to actually protect yourself. So,
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Like I'd be a lot more concerned if this was a school or an office,
right,
but it's a
right.
clinical environment where IPAC controls are in place, where people are cognizant of the risks and of who needs to be exposed and protected. And hopefully, there's also a high level of responsibility where no one's going to be skirting the rules and
Mm-hmm.
doffing their mask unnecessarily. Um, Again, I can't say enough about this. The symptom check is the big part here. An asymptomatic infected person might not be producing a lot of viral load to begin with. And it would be nice too if there's sufficient capacity for rapid testing that you could test them every day to see at what point their viral load dips below that
Right,
threshold
right.
where you can
Mm-hmm.
put them back into circulation.
Got it. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much it for me.
Great.
Well,
Sounds
thank you,
good.
Ray.
No problem. See you later.
Yeah. All right.